Ash gray plumes, liftoff. Onshores guarantee the less fortunate a white Christmas in August. Eyes open wide, hands sliding along the wall, feeling for the switch. Like a deep water drop-off, stomach up and out through the mouth, up from the depths, too fast. Pressure building, eyes bulging. Pour me a see-through, the Newport old-timers say. Just business. Like the fire lines. When the burnover comes, you better be ready. Men in fire, and women too. Seeing in hospital white, like the supremacists who call this place home. Sand in the water, reflecting back like 10 million flakes of gold. The rush. Floating Snickers wrappers, kelp, and the screams of children overcome with glee. Dolphins push up first, in front, overcome with being wild at heart. Perfect beasts of Kevlar skin and promise. What once was. Drifting as I let the current take control. Alone, at last.
And cocaine.
Well, hello and welcome to my office. A little different space for today. I want to get serious though. I've got several points to make, and yes, I have a Band-Aid on my head. I have an official hole in my head after a visit to the dermatologist. Many of you have probably thought for years I had a hole in my head, and now it is official. 4 points I want to make. I knew John McCain. Just gonna let that sink in for a second and let you contemplate how awesome I am. I barely knew John McCain, but I need to take you back in time. 1993, I got an internship at the Arizona Republic in Phoenix. I had just graduated from the University of Texas with a degree in photojournalism, but I really didn't know anything about being a photographer. So I get this internship, and the internship was high pressure from day one. You're getting assignments. I was traveling at the end of the first week doing assignments. And oh, by the way, I'm shooting 100-speed transparency film with gels and filters and lights, and if you're off by half stop with transparency, it's unusable. So lots of pressure. One of the things I get assigned is a John McCain press conference. So I show up early, I'm between the television lights, I'm right in the center, I'm ready to go, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna hammer this guy, I'm gonna hammer this press conference, and I'm gonna be the hero, right? So I'm sitting there, and about 2 seconds before it starts, I realize I forgot my strobe in the truck. So I panic, and I'm like, I gotta get it. So I bail. I bolt from the stage to my truck. Well, in the time it took me to get there, something behind the scenes goes wrong with the press conference, and McCain is none too happy and decides to bail. So I'm digging around in my truck, I find the strobe, I turn around, the parking lot is deserted. McCain has decided not to go out the front of the building and not to go out the back door of the building, but instead to come down the fire escape down the back of the building. So when I turn around, lo and behold, here come two people down the fire escape, John McCain and his wife. And I'm like, dude, you are mine. So I jump up like paparazzi guy, motor drive this guy, and he is none too happy with Uncle Dano, and he is yelling at me and calling me names. Now, going back to my childhood, I'd been yelled at and called names by many, many people, but this was potentially the first time that a public figure had yelled at me, and specifically at me. There was no one else around. But the funny thing is, I was more terrified of the photo editor than John McCain. So I'm like, sorry, dude, kept motoring, got the picture. And that is one of the reasons why I am so awesome today, and obviously so successful. So take it for what it's worth.